Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with my challenge team post for BrambleFox. And this month the challenge is it's very simple. Make a page with using black and white plus one color. And of course you have to use a BrambleFox product. I've chosen to use this sketch, which goes back to International Scrapbook Day. I don't think I did this sketch back during the INSD celebrations. I didn't do all of the challenges I wanted to do, but anyway, so I'm going to use this sketch, and I put together the background. Let me just kind of do this. And now you'll forget where I had all that stuff, and not only that, so will I. So this is the sketch. And for this page that's kind of wonky like that, this black and white one, I just kind of placed it on there, pasted it down, and trimmed off the edges. Same with this one. I wanted to make sure that one kind of went over this so that that shows on the bottom and left sides. And I cut this from a Bella Blvd collection called Just Add Color. And it had a lot of black and white patterns in it, and I thought this would maybe kind of show up. It would show nicely between the dots and the waves. And I did the waves because my photos are at the ocean in Monterey, California, where Ava flew to meet her best friend Barry, who lives in San Jose, and they went to a Kendrick Lamar and Sza concert. And then Ava went with Barry to her last day of school, and Ava has fallen in love with California, and she kind of always was targeting Stanford. She's doubly targeting Stanford now, and I think this is going to have her, like, I'm sorry, I'm kind of trying to get these things out of the way so that I can actually, put them on the page at some point. So anyway, I'm going to arrange my photos differently because I have different numbers of the ones in different orientations. So I'm going to kind of play with that idea right now. I think I want the one portrait or landscape photo to be there, and then I want something this maybe to kind of go beside it. And let me put these down because I'm not putting foam on them because there's so many layers that are going to be added on here. I just kind of didn't want to complicate things. And this is me talking. I never feel that way. I don't mind. I usually don't mind complicated things. Okay, so this one's going to go... Do I want that one maybe sliding under there and kind of angled a little bit, and then this one's going to be angled the other way and going to be down a little farther. So we'll do it like that. Okay, so that's my photo cluster. And I have this, I made it, I may use, oh no, if I use this side of it, the numbers will be upside down. So I have to use the striped side. And I have made, in addition to that, I have made this little tag. And I'm going to cut a hole, punch a hole in this one so that that kind of looks like a tag. Let me see if this is right. Do that. And then I can weave some twine. This twine is the exact, my one color, my black and white is obvious. My one color is going to be this kind of lime green that Tim Holtz calls twisted citron. And I have this twine that's that color. And I'm going to weave it through here. And maybe cut it there, and then I'm probably just going to leave it kind of loose like that. I'm going to put this out kind of parallel to that. When I do things at different angles, I have a little bit of trouble figuring out where I want to put and I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought there because it occurred to me that I want this raised from the bottom, and I don't care if this holds it down or not, so I'm not taking the backing off of that foam. I'm just doing it so it sticks up, and I probably want to do the same thing to the black tag, so I'm going to do that right there, and I'm going to put the adhesive right there. And I'm going to do it at a slightly different angle because I'm going to do some layering here, and I'll kind of figure out that later. I have a floral that I cut out. This is cut out from Just Add Color as well. It's a different one. It has stars on one side and these flowers on the other. I'm running out of flowers. What I did was I pasted them down on the lime green, this paper, which comes from, this is a touch of whimsy from Hip Kit Club, and it's that perfect color. So I stamped and cut out this journaling block, and I pasted the white flowers down and cut around them so they would have a little bit of that lime green color there. Okay, now let me get, I'm going to put these flowers here. They're different. That's a different place than I had originally intended. I was going to use them elsewhere, but I think I need them here just because it makes a cluster when I put this over them. And I want to put that, this says this happened, and it points there. So I'm going to dry fit it right now. I'm just going to kind of sit it there, and then I'm going to, let's see, let me cut this. Okay, didn't mean to do that, but where did it go? There it is. And I'm going to do this right here. Well, that's turned the wrong way. We'll do that, and I'm just going to put some adhesive there. And this part right here, kind of going down this edge, I want to add this. I cut this with a Bramble Fox die. They have dies that do all kinds of notebook edges like this. It's just an amazing die. I probably could use it on every layout. But what I'm going to do, I knew the photos would cover up a lot of the black and white, so I wanted to put this on after the photos were on, but I probably shouldn't have embellished, because now I have to move the embellishments. So I'm going to put this here, maybe over the seam. I'm sorry, I'm not, come on. I'm not getting cooperation from, you know, these inanimate objects that are supposed to bend to my will. How ridiculous is that? Okay, I like that. I really, really like that. That way you get to enjoy not only the notebook cuts, but the kind of curvy in edge on the other side. So now I have to get this under here. And that works. That works just fine. So I will get the glue on this and I'll glue it down, then I'll trim it off at the top. I apologize that I haven't been on as much. I've, you know, I'm sure y'all are tired of hearing about an old lady's medical mysteries, but I've been chasing another one that I really didn't need to have to deal with. But let me get this trimmed or it's gonna bug me until I do. Okay, and there we go. All right, so now I've got kind of a fairly balanced bit. I have another flower that I want to put over here, kind of like so, and in my lovely Bramble Fox teammates are aware that I use ladybugs and squirrels and bees, and so as part of my challenge team supplies, they sent me some woodies in different animal shapes, and one of them was this cute little squirrel. So I'm going to color the squirrel with Distress Oxide. I've got this little thing right here that I thought I'd put, well, not on that one because I'm going to have this on that one. So, and I don't want it on that one because it's got that. So do I put it on this one? It's black, so it wouldn't show if I used it on top of that. Wouldn't make sense there. So this will be for another layout. I'm going to stick it in a bin and forget about it. I'm sure I will forget about it. You'll probably never see that again. Okay, and I found some 49 and Market butterflies that were exactly the right color. So I'm going to try to work those in with this. Let me get the flower on there, and then let's get that squirrel colored, and I'm not going to do this real fancy. I'm going to just rub it on the ink pad. And see, I have a green squirrel now, and it's perfect. It looks like it came that way. It looks like it was meant to be that way. Okay, so let's put the squirrel right there, and maybe a butterfly here so that it's kind of close to the and I'll put this as part of that cluster. So I've created two clusters where the original only had one. Now I have this, which now my title is going to be this that says Here and Now, and I realize it's hard to see on screen. I'm going to put it coming to the edge of the wavy paper. And then underneath that, I have a Bramble Fox stencil that has these arrows. And I'm going to clean that off because it has a little purple on it. You know how I like to leave ink on my stencils because I can always rub it, I can use it, you know, in future layouts. but I do not want any purple on this page because it's a monochromatic page. So I got that off, and it shouldn't come off. And if it does, it's not the end of the world. I don't think they'll kick me out of the contest, but let's see, where's my little applicator for my black ink? I've got distress oxides in black soot. And I'm kind of pressing it in to get a good good solid coverage. Okay. Well, that's not the type of arrow I might have wanted there. I might have preferred that one. But it is what it is. It's good enough. Okay, now now that I've got that there, I want to maybe bring this down and put it at an angle like the polka dot paper. That might actually show up better. So let me get this, and I hate doing this before I finish the page because it'll move around. The glue never dries. Okay, so just gonna kind of leave that there. I will put some glue on the back of my squirrel and let it start sticking. Oh, I've got a darn issue. I tested the glue before starting the video because I knew I hadn't scrapped in a while, and the glue might have, and it was fine, and now it won't come out no matter what I do. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of put that right there, and I have these little tropical leaves that are also Bramble Fox, but they are quite a bit more green than the colors I'm using. So I'm not gonna use these, but I do want to use the butterflies. And the butterflies I want to be, I'm gonna go ahead and do, I will journal on here later after I take the photos. I want to give some details about the trip, and I'm no longer comfortable giving details on anything I put on social media. So, and I probably shouldn't even do it on YouTube, but I kind of feel like I'm in the living room with my friends, and I don't have enough other personal information so that if they, anyway, I'd like to think it's not an issue for here. But anyway, so I won't ever be photographing journaling. I won't ever do the journaling before I photograph anymore. Had some friends experience some hacking kind of stuff, and so I'm wary at the moment. Okay, there, and then I have this, which just kind of looks like what she's doing in this photo, and I'm actually thinking I'm gonna do it, put it right there, and then I'll write around it when I journal. I love both the shiny black and the matte black perspectives, and I've used both of them. This is matte, that's shiny, and this is shiny. Oh, come on. Oh, the glue came off, so I don't know if that'll stay. Okay, and my butterfly, I do want some foam on the two butterflies because they're profile butterflies, and I kind of think the wings need a little help to give them some lift off. And I'll put a little adhesive to keep the body flat to the ground here. So I'm going to do that. And that's finished. Now this one, we get this bigger piece. Is that right? No. Okay, and a little bit of adhesive here. And I'm going to go there. Again, kind of closing that cluster up. And what I think I'm going to do now is add a few sparkles just for the heck of it. It's kind of like water droplets. I love using just the clear sparkles for water pictures, photos of pools or oceans or whatever. And I have to have my black and white hearts. I don't have any lime green hearts, sadly. I have some purple enamel dots, but that doesn't matter. Okay, so my hearts are gonna go where? On the squirrel. The squirrel is glued down, and I'm gonna put my hearts on the squirrel. Not really. That doesn't appear to be working too well. So I'm going to come over here, maybe, and do that black one and now a white one. And trying to glue that onto the squirrel got some green ink on the back of it, so it transferred that onto the paper. It's kind of cute. I don't mind if the right color wants to sneak on to the page. You would think with this pin stuck down into it that it would always flow. It would always be free flowing. Not the case. I hate that glue. I just hate it. Okay, but these days I cannot afford not to use it. So I'm sure there are many of you out there who know exactly what I mean. Okay, is this what I want it to be? Is this all it can be? I'm thinking I really love it, and I'm happy with that strip down the center there. I've adhered to the rules, which were, simple enough, I'll admit. And I've pretty well stuck to the sketch. I kind of added a cluster out here where there isn't one. And the original has this really nice clean line down there, and I messed that up. So I realized that. But that was by design. It was intentional. I found a little thing right here that says I lied about being the outdoors type. That's something Ava would say. And I'm going to add another one that says which way to the beach. And where do I put that? I'm going to put that right here. Okay, and this, I think I'm just going to leave loose almost. I don't necessarily want to tie a bow or anything. I don't want to tie anything, and I don't want them to be, I might kind of scooch it under there, under the squirrel and under the butterfly, and let it kind of hang down here, and let this one go up there, and I'm going to put a tiny bit of glue to keep it in place. There. Oh, come on. You stick it to the paper, and then your thumb has glue on it, and it sticks to that instead. All those crazy things happen. So, as far as the medical thing, no, I don't know anything now. I've got some, go figure, be careful what you wish for. I've always wished for less of an appetite. I've always, and lo and behold, I lost it completely. And I've had some unintended, not intentional, not unexplained, but unintentional weight loss. Go figure. And I love it. I love how my clothes fit. And I want to be happy and proud, but I think something's wrong. So we'll see. It could be just, you all might remember how incapacitated I was after the shoulder surgery. I couldn't do anything for myself. And so I only ate when somebody from upstairs brought me some food. And I think that lowered my appetite. And then I had an anomalous blood sugar rise that caused them to say the words pre-diabetic, and that scared the heck out of me. So I cut my sugar back to the American Diabetes Association recommended grams for that, and reducing sugar, and that dramatically changed the things I ate. A lot more vegetables and lean proteins. So I think those two things combined to lower my appetite, and I lost the weight. And then when I started exercising, the imbalance, I was burning so many more calories than I was eating, that I think it got a little bit upside down, and I about 12 days ago started with some nausea, and I think the nausea is just from being hungry. Same with the headache. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it, and I'll let you know if anything turns out different. So I love you all. Thank you for watching, and hope you'll check out BrambleFox.co.uk if you're not already familiar with their products. As you know from my pages, even before I was on their team, I've been a huge fan. I love these pieces. Anyway, thank you, and see you next time. Bye.